Now I'm sure that this is news to absolutely no one, but garlic bread is pretty freaking delicious, and I'm about to make some. Okay, so here we go, my first voiceover on this channel, using a microphone, so hey, maybe it sounds a little better than normal, well, can't speak. I'm trying to do this all in one take, so accept any mistakes that I make. Along with that super squeaky bread that I'm cutting. Anyway, 2 slices of bread because it's just a snack. I'm not trying to make a whole meal out of it. And it's already getting a little bit stale, so it was a bit of a struggle. And here I am using Earth Balance margarine, butter, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, I've been trying to go vegan since the pandemic started, and this is how I've been doing it. Yeah, here I struggle a little bit with putting on butter because watching a video or recording a video and putting butter on is apparently a lot more difficult than when you're not putting it on, when you're not recording a video. So yeah, I sped up through that. If you have any other vegan butter recommendations, let me know. I'm not super attached to this Earth Balance. Honestly isn't as good. Oh, vegan mozzarella from a local brand here in Colorado called Peaceful Rebel. Pretty good. I also kind of struggle with cutting that, but yeah, at this point, this is where I'm realizing that I forgot the most important part, the garlic salt. This is garlic bread, not just cheesy bread or cheese on toast or cheesy toast, whatever people have. That's a thing, I think, in like the UK. Somebody in my comic book group said they used to eat that when they were in high school. Anyway, so I cut this thin little slices of this cheese and put it on top of the garlic salt. You could use garlic powder if you want. I just kind of, ignore that weird dance. Who am I? Yeah, so I'm gonna broil it, which from my oven it just lists at 500 degrees. If you don't have a broiler, I guess you can just go up to 500 degrees. Pop that in there. It'd be a lot cooler if you could see. There you go. And yeah, I kind of felt like a badass pulling out the thing with my bare hands, but obviously the oven is not hot yet, so it's not even a problem. So yeah, I just kind of put that in the middle, and you can see that I avoided the holes in the bread for my cheese because I didn't want the cheese to melt through the holes and make my oven all dirty. And I keep the door open. That's something my mom always told me to do. That way I can check on it periodically. And so here we are back pulling it out. Now it's hot, so I use a cloth. I actually stopped checking it because I was working this day. So it's a little bit more cooked than usual, which, I mean, that's fine. It's still tasty. You can see that the butter is browned in some places, which I usually just want it to be melty. But yeah, there I panicked because I forgot that I didn't have 3 hands. So yep, I got it onto the plate there, nice little shot, and this is where I remember that I forgot another thing that I should have put on before I put it in the oven. Italian seasoning. So grab that, try and hide my dirty sink, and put that on top of the bread. Look how much better that shot is than when I was putting on the garlic salt. Should totally have just been holding the camera when I was doing that before, but yeah, that looks good. And now we're going to go into me eating it. Enjoy. Okay, and here we are back again. This has cooled a little bit, and yeah, that was a pretty terrible tutorial. I did things incorrectly about most things, but you know what? We live and we learn. This is my first cooking video that I am posting, and I guess it's a good thing that I did something so simple as garlic bread. So, you might think that because I'm vegan, that means that I have forsaken cheese completely. And to be honest, I thought the same thing. But I don't remember what I was talking about. I haven't had lunch yet. My stomach literally just growled in approval. And it's 1 o'clock. I should eat lunch. Oh, anyway. Cheese. So when I first started going vegan at the beginning of the pandemic, I tried a bunch of different vegan cheddar cheeses because that's like the main cheese that I would eat, like most Americans. And they all tasted like American cheese, which was very impressive that it tasted like American cheese. That's good, like in terms of like science of vegan cheeses or whatever. But I happen to hate American cheese, and I found them all to be absolutely disgusting, and I just thought that maybe that meant no more cheese for me. Cheese is dead. And then on a whim, I tried this Peaceful Rebel mozzarella cheese, meltable mozzarella cheese. It's kind of toasted right now, but it melts, trust me. And as you can see, I'm a huge fan. I don't know if it's just that mozzarella is easier to make vegan than cheddar cheese, or if it's just that Peaceful Rebel is amazing. I think it's probably a little bit of both, because I tried their cheddar cheese and it didn't taste like cheddar cheese, but it was good. And it's nice because I can do it supporting a local business here in Colorado. Peaceful Rebel, check it out if you're in the area. And I also can get it zero waste, wrapped up in compostable paper from my zero waste grocery store. And honestly, even with the Italian seasoning added at the end, it's so good. Even without the Parmesan cheese. The Parmesan cheese, I'll say that looks weird to me without having the Parmesan cheese on it, but it still tastes fine. The way we used to make this when I was a kid is we'd get a whole loaf of sourdough bread, pre-cut from the grocery store, and then you would slather the insides, both sides of each piece, with a melted butter and Italian garlic bread seasoning mix that came from Costco. This like magic thing, the closest thing to it is just doing Italian seasoning, garlic, salt, and whatever, but it's not the same. And we would slather each side of bread with that, put it back together as a loaf, and wrap the whole thing in aluminum foil, and then put it in the oven. Being like soft, and I don't really like, honestly, like this crunch on the outside, it's a bit much for me. It hurts my gums. I don't understand why anybody likes it, to be honest, but I know it's a thing. People like it, so this is good quality bread for having it, whatever. But it would be so soft because it's wrapped up in the foil so that it doesn't get like too crispy on the top, and buttery and salty and garlicky. But even though I totally could, with the ingredients that I have, do that with my loaf of sourdough bread that I have now, I use it for a lot of other things. I don't want to make just garlic bread out of it, so just this. You know, sometimes this cheese is just going to slip right off. You just put it back on, everything's fine and dandy. Alright, I think I'm looking at this bread in a very inappropriate manner that probably shouldn't be filmed. Thank you for watching. I'll do some other quick bites other times, hopefully a little bit more organized than this one. I'm probably gonna make plantains next because I have some plantains, and why not film it since that's what I do now. Thanks for watching. Yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.